Hey, welcome. I'm just walking around right now looking for a place to hang that swarm hive that we baited in our last video, and it should be a lot of fun. So why don't you give me a hand, and without further ado, let's break right into it. Good afternoon, beekeepers and bee enthusiasts. How you doing? It's another great day at the farm, and we are hanging out. We got this beautiful swarm hive here, and if you remember in our last video, we showed you how to bait a swarm hive and get it ready for swarm season, and what we needed to do to get it ready to catch some honeybees. So today we are going to teach you how to find the perfect location to put that swarm hive. You know, there's some characteristics that you need to know about certain landscapes and whatnot, that if you have the information down, it will really increase your chances of catching some honeybees. So it's going to be a great video, and let's break right into it. Okay, so we're out here and now we're looking for the perfect place to hang a swarm hive. So what are some of the characteristics we're looking for in landscape that is really preferable to bees? Because, you know, when we're trying to catch bees, we want to put our swarm hives in places that are most inhabited by honeybees to give us the best chance of catching a swarm. So what is the big kind of landmark I'm looking for when I'm looking around? Well, the truth is, when I'm looking for a place to hang a swarm hive, I'm looking for tree lines, okay? Tree lines. Pretty much where woods stop and then you kind of get an open area. And the reason why that is we know that honeybees, when they live in the wild, they actually prefer a decent amount of shade. They don't like to be out in the open because whenever it gets really hot in the summertime, they want a little bit of shade from that summer heat. So we know that when they live in the wild, they do prefer to live in shady areas where there's trees and whatnot. But also they want to have access to open area where there could be a lot of flowers and stuff like that, which is why tree lines are perfect. And usually if you can find a good tree line that is next to a field or something like that, that's actually a really good spot to be catching swarms, because, you know, in a lot of cases, the bees actually have to be able to see the home they're moving into. And if you're really deep into a tree line, then the honeybees might actually have a hard time seeing your swarm hive, you know. And if you're, of course, too much in the open field or whatnot, they could look at that and say, hey, it's not enough shade, we just don't care for it. You could still catch bees in an open field, but they're a lot more likely to move into an area that is shady. And so tree lines are the perfect place that you want to look. Okay, so we looked around a little bit and we found our tree line that had an open area kind of beside it, and you know, we got a lot of trees back here. So I'm thinking this big tree right back here behind me is going to be the perfect spot to catch some honeybees, and I think it's going to be really good for the swarm hive. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get the stuff, I'm going to move it up there, and we're going to get ready to hang it. So when you're hanging a swarm hive, some really necessary things you need to have on you is a ratchet strap, a level vial, and maybe a few pieces of wood that you can wedge in between the swarm hive and the tree to help level it a little bit. But the big thing we got to talk about is, you know, you want to find your tree that's in your tree line. You know, this is pretty much good to go. But the big thing we got to talk about is you got to make sure your swarm hive is level. Okay, when you hang this thing, you've got to use a level vial to make sure it's level both ways, because if you don't, when the bees build comb inside the swarm hive, they're gonna build some cross comb possibly if you have it unlevel. So when you hang it, before you leave it, just make sure it's good and level, it's good to go, and you're pretty much set. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this, and let's get right into it. Now you're probably watching me put the swarm hive right here at the base of this tree, and you're probably saying, but Wes, I heard the optimal place to hang a swarm hive is 10 to 15 feet. And you're absolutely right. The best height to catch a honeybee swarm is about 10 to 15 feet up in a tree. However, we have been practicing lately with catching swarms at the base of trees and also just catching them in main hives. So rather than go get the tractor and do all the work of getting it up high in the tree, we're just going to put it at the base of this tree. You don't have to. If you would rather hang it up high in a tree, you're more than welcome to, and you are more likely to catch them if you hang it high in a tree. But we've had success with hanging them at the base of trees, so that's what we're going to do today. And yeah. So what I like to do is I like to get it set against the tree first. Then I go ahead and kind of start tightening my ratchet strap and get it to where it'll kind of hang on its own. Okay. Now it's not level yet. And now we gotta do our part to make sure it does get level. This is where I told you a few pieces of wood is useful. If you get a few pieces of wood, you can wedge it between the swarm hive and the tree and kind of get it a little bit more level. Okay, so that needs to come out a little bit. Okay, so you see I wedged that wood in there. Oh! Okay, so it's a little too far out. Wow, that's about perfect. Okay, I've got it just about level, so now I'm going to tighten it really good to make sure it doesn't come off. Okay, let's check our level again. It's good. It's pretty good. Okay, that's pretty level. Oh, that's good. Perfect. So we got a level swarm hive, so now we're gonna just kind of tidy up around here, make sure everything looks good. Like I said, if you want to put this thing 10, 15 feet up in a tree, you're more than welcome to. We've been putting them lately at around the base of trees, and we've still been catching swarms. So that's what we're doing. But this is pretty good to go. It's level, it's set. I'm gonna keep the entrance closed for right now so nothing gets in there since it's still the winter time. And then right when swarm season's about to start, I'm gonna open the entrance and it'll be good to go. Okay, so we got our swarm hive up. It's looking really good. I love this location. You know, we're on a tree line. We got this open field over here, but then we got this nice tree line right here. Lots of shade for the bees and access to flowers and all that good stuff. We think this is going to be a really good place for a colony of honeybees to move in. And when you're looking for a new home or a place to put a swarm hive, you need to be looking for those tree lines because this is some really good real estate for bees. And yeah, we're really excited about this. Again, when you do get your swarm hive hung, make sure it's level, make sure all that, so it'll be good to go and you won't get any cross comb or anything like that. And yeah, we hope you enjoy this video, and until next time, we'll see you soon.